Okay, come here, come here, come here, quick, quick, quick. Come here. Okay, come here, come here, come here, quick, quick, quick. Come here. Good morning. I'm Shanique Parks, Communications Lead at the Pan American Health Organization's office, serving Jamaica, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands. It is my absolute pleasure to host this morning's World Blood Donor Day regional celebrations. If you're tuning in using the Paho Caribbean's Facebook page or Paho TV on YouTube, we are extremely happy to have you with us. Be sure to tell us what country you're joining from, and we'll be able to give you a shout out. We have an activity packed program ahead of us. So, without further ado, let's receive our official welcome from Dr. Bernadette Theodore Gandhi, the PAHO Health Regulate the Pan American Health Organization's World Health Organization representative for Jamaica, Bermuda, and the Caribbean islands. Dr. Gandhi, over to you.
Dr. Carissa Etienne, Director of the Pan American Health Organization. Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health and Wellness, Jamaica. Honorable Kim Wilson, Minister of Health, Bermuda. Dr. Jacqueline Visessa McKenzie, Chief Medical Officer for Jamaica. Dr. Ayula Oyenloye, Chief Medical Officer for Bermuda. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we celebrate World Blood Donor Day. The need for safe blood is universal and permanent because it supports life. Safe blood is critical for patients suffering from numerous life-threatening conditions. It supports complex medical and surgical procedures, including maternal and neonatal care. It also helps the wounded during emergencies. Let me be clear. An adequate supply of safe blood can only be assured through regular blood donations by voluntary blood donors. This is why the World Health Assembly has designated a special day to thank blood donors and encourage more people to give blood. This year's theme is Give Blood and Keep the World Beating. The message highlights the essential contribution that blood donors make to keeping the world pulsating by saving lives. Our focus on the role of young people in ensuring a safe blood supply is timely. In many countries, young people are at the forefront of initiatives aimed at achieving safe blood supplies through voluntary blood donations. In fact, data collected by PAHO illustrated that people under 24 years old characterized a high percentage of blood donors in 2016 and 2017, representing 37.5% and 30.6% respectively. We commend your decision to donate blood and encourage you to embrace this as a lifelong path. As the PAHO WHO representative serving Jamaica, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands, I am extremely pleased that Jamaica and Bermuda are jointly hosting the regional celebration for World Blood Donor Day. This move highlights their commitment to encouraging voluntary blood donations as we live in this new normal. Today, health systems around the world are challenged by increased demand to care for people with COVID-19. This has prompted an international reduction in blood donations as more people stay indoors while others fear getting infected. But the need remains, and young people represent our best option to support populations. Therefore, maintaining population trust in the capacity of health systems to meet essential needs safely and to control infection risk in health facilities is key. This is because it ensures appropriate care-seeking behavior and adherence to public health advice. On the bright side, we have noted that blood banks have transformed their services to encourage continued blood supply to health systems and ensure the protection of blood donors. In this regard, I also commend them on their willingness to adapt to the current realities and pivot in order to thrive. Again, I commend the Ministries of Health and the blood banks of Jamaica and Bermuda for their endless dedication to building supportive partnerships with critical stakeholders within their countries, to reach into communities and encourage eligible persons to donate blood. That spirit of partnership is uplifting and serves as a testament of how far we can go when different sectors of society come together in pursuit of the common goal to ensure safe blood for all. I thank every person who makes a blood donation and encourage those who have not yet donated blood to become a donor. Remember, each blood donation allows health systems to maintain a proper supply of blood and brings us one step closer to timely and universal access to safe blood transfusions. Thanks to the national health officials, the blood transfusion services, and the non-governmental organizations for their commitment to voluntary blood donations and their support to the campaign for the World Blood Donor Day of this year. We encourage continuing improving the universal access to safe blood through efficient blood services that promotes voluntary donation, quality, and safety of blood. Give blood and keep the world beating. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gandhi, for that warm welcome. Your words were timely, as indeed, World Blood Donor Day is truly a celebration of our donors. It's also critical that we encourage voluntary blood donation as a lifelong path because the need remains permanent and critical. Next up, let's hear from Dr. Carissa Etienne, the director of the Pan American Health Organization.
Every year, for the past 16 years, the region of the Americas has celebrated World Blood Donor Day. On June 14, we recognize with much appreciation the altruistic donations that are made every day by blood donors. In 2021, our focus is young people. We want to make a special appeal to you. Donate often. We need you. Young people have been at the forefront of efforts to maintain blood services despite the obstacles that COVID-19 has thrown in the way of donation. We have continued to need blood and blood products throughout this pandemic. But the very necessary public health measures taken to prevent infections have hindered donations. People following shelter-at-home measures have been unable to donate. Others who would like to donate have been concerned about getting infected by COVID-19 when going to blood donation facilities. In some countries, blood donations have declined by more than 40%. Despite these serious challenges, resilient, well-organized blood systems have adapted and successfully maintained their services. The ones that have succeeded rely on unpaid volunteer donors. These donors have persevered, providing our countries with their most reliable sources of blood, and in this, there is a lesson. We need our blood banks to depend as much as possible on unpaid voluntary donations. Today, I call on health authorities and civil society to make it easier, safer, and more convenient to donate blood in spite of the pandemic. I urge health authorities to take the blood donation process to the donors by using mobile collection where possible. They should make sure that both donors and blood workers are protected by safety measures. Additionally, I urge governments to reinforce their commitment to promoting voluntary blood donation and monitoring blood needs, and to achieving universal access to safe blood for transfusion. In the region of the Americas, our Blood Donor Day celebration is being held in the two cities, Hamilton, Bermuda, and Kingston, Jamaica. The Pan American Health Organization wishes to express its genuine appreciation to Bermuda, which has managed to maintain 100% voluntary donation over the years. We would also like to recognize the important advances that Jamaica has made in strengthening its blood services. This year's global event for World Blood Donor Day is being convened in Rome. With these celebrations, the Pan American Health Organization is raising awareness of the permanent need for voluntary blood donors to save the lives of the many who require transfusions. Your donation is an act of altruism, solidarity, and empathy. Give blood and keep the world beating.
Thank you, Dr. Etienne, for that stimulating charge. The need for voluntary blood donors is important now more than ever. Blood donors are actually our everyday heroes. Let's take a moment to hear from some of them as they share their experiences of donating blood across our region.
Good day. I am honored to be a part of the launch of World Blood Donor Day 2021 for the Pan American Health Organization, along with Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. We have a proud history of blood donation in Bermuda, and there are many people of whose shoulders this achievement rests. It started back in 1955 when Dr. Ronald Shaw, the pathologist at King Edward Memorial Hospital, and several volunteer nurses conducted an on-island-wide blood typing project. Over 14,000 residents were typed, and a register of 2,500 volunteer donors was produced and matched with patients as the need arose. In 1965, the Bermuda Red Cross was asked to set up and manage a blood bank based at the hospital. For over 50 years, the Bermuda Red Cross provided volunteer nurses who worked in the Blood Donor Center, and so much is owed to them for their support and promotion of blood donation throughout this time. From August 2009, however, there was a shift to fully paid registered nurses, as it was a requirement for the laboratory's accreditation body, the Joint Commission International. Today, we have 3 wonderful nurse phlebotomists in the Bermuda Blood Donor Center, taking thousands of blood and apheresis donations every year. The center is accredited by both the Joint Commission International and Accreditation Canada. Over 65 years since that first blood type register in Bermuda, we now have over 1,000 people who donate. These are people from all walks of life, residents and guest workers, young adults, and retirees. We thank and appreciate every person who rolls up their sleeves and gives this amazing gift of life to others in our community. Based on the figures from last fiscal year, people in Bermuda donated over 1,800 units. Like other countries, blood donation is not just used for traumatic injuries or surgeries. It can save the lives of mothers who have complications giving birth, and is a treatment for sickle cell anemia, and can be used as a therapy for persons with cancer. This year's World Blood Donor Day theme is that blood donations keeps the world beating. And this is so true for so many of us in Bermuda and other persons around the globe. Many of us are alive today thanks to the blood donors of Bermuda, and a priority for us is to encourage more and more younger people to donate too. There are so many people helping to keep Bermuda beating, even in this very challenging year when facing a global pandemic. We thank each and every individual who has donated blood. We are also grateful to the people such as Aaron Critchlow, a young Bermudian who organizes blood drives through his group Bermuda is Love, and Mr. Donald Lottimore, who encourages people to donate for his birthday every year. And also to the many companies who take part in the Bermuda Corporate Blood Drive. This local competition has businesses compete by encouraging their employees and the friends and family of their employees to donate. It helps encourage people to donate, and in 2020, 1 out of every 5, or 20% of all of our donations, came through this friendly competition. Blood donation is a way to give that costs just 30 minutes of your time and 1 pint of your blood every few months. We are proud to join with PAHU and other countries worldwide to celebrate the gift of life this year and to be a part of that global heartbeat to support and encourage blood donation.
Thank you, Thank you, Minister Wilson. The video was just amazing. It showed the innovative ways in which Bermudans are being encouraged to donate blood. I was truly inspired watching that video, and I thank you for sharing that presentation. It is critical that we remember blood donations safeguard the lives of the people around us. These people include our friends, family members, loved ones, and neighbors. Before we move into the presentation from Jamaica's health officials, let's take a moment to hear from some voluntary blood donors in Jamaica.
Blood donations are important because we need blood as a national service. People who are ill or hospitalized need blood for many reasons. Women who deliver babies, people with cancer, people who are having surgery for whatever reason, children who are ill, people who have had traumatic injuries. Oftentimes, many of these people need blood donations, need replacement of blood or other blood products. And so we rely heavily on people who come in to donate in order to help with that supply.
Hi, I am Abigail Smythe, founder and managing director of the I Have a Heart Foundation, and I am unable to give blood because I have arrhythmogenic right ventricular dysplasia, which is a heart disease. As a heart disease patient who has undergone 5 cardiac surgeries, I cannot go into the operating theater without blood. So I know how important that is. And as an advocate for other people across Jamaica with heart disease, I know that they need blood for surgeries as well. So I do that to help my fellow men. And then because I am unable to donate, I do what I can to help. To date, I have, with the National Blood Transfusion Service, organized 5 blood drives, which have pooled together a total of 122 units of blood.
We decided to make blood donation a part of our corporate social responsibility program when we recognized that there was a need at the National Blood Transfusion Service in Jamaica. At the Universal Service Fund, we embarked on our first blood drive in 2018, and it was a huge success. We had over 50 persons that signed up to make donations, and of that number, about 35 persons were able to successfully donate. We used that activity as an opportunity to introduce persons to the idea of voluntary blood donation, because there were about 15 persons or so that were not able to donate on the day due to the fact that their blood count was low.
I tried giving blood at my school, Immaculate, and I was 15 years old at the time, so they told me I could not give blood. So when I turned 16, that was the first thing I wanted to do. So I came in with my dad when I turned 16 and we donated together. After coming to the blood bank and realizing how much blood was needed, I decided that I should host my own blood drive and invite my friends and family to come out and support the blood bank in trying to help this blood shortage. So on my last blood drive, we collected 55 pints, which was really good, but over 70 people came and over 20 people couldn't donate because of their low hemoglobin. We heard about something called a hemoglobinometer. And so having this hemoglobinometer, it would give you a more accurate reading and probably allow more people to donate. So my family and I reached to people overseas and fundraised the money to buy hemoglobinometers and the strips for the blood bank.
Since the pandemic, we have had to adjust our operations to keep our donors safe. The first thing that we've done is we've instituted an appointment system, which has made life a lot easier for some people. It's easy to go online, you can book an appointment, and then we know exactly when you're coming. We can plan for a particular number of donors at a particular time to prevent overcrowding here at the facility. We've also opened up another location at National Chest Hospital, which only previously used to be open on Saturdays. It's now open every single day from Monday to Friday to allow people another location to donate. One other thing that I do want to mention is that because of the pandemic, fewer people are as willing to come out because they're fearful of what's happening. People are working from home, so they're not leaving their home as much as possible. But it is safe to come and donate. We're trying to keep everybody safe, and we do still need the blood.
You never know when you might need blood. Every day, somebody has to do a blood transfusion. Pregnant women, premature babies, kidney patients, cancer patients, heart disease patients, accident victims. It could be anybody. It could be you, it could be a loved one. So I'd advise you to donate as long as you can and whenever you can. You can donate every 3 months. So if you are willing and able to do that, you're not only possibly saving your life, but the life of a loved one.
Really wise words from the blood donors in Jamaica. I was just touched by Gabrielle's story of wanting to donate blood at such an early age and her tenacity in pulling her father along to take her to the blood bank and allowing her to donate blood. Let's encourage and empower our young people to donate blood as a lifelong habit. We've been having some shout outs coming from the people who've been joining us on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much. I want to right now say a big up to Elizabeth Enchandia. She said, thanks to voluntary blood donors, we have blood in the health services, and also thanks for their generosity. Hashtag wash hands, good vibes. We have another comment from Igal Allen from Jamaica, and he's saying big up. We also have Gail Ranglin Edwards from YouTube, from our Facebook page, saying good morning to everyone. Also, we have Michelle Archat saying give blood and save a life. Viewers, please be sure to give us a shout out, tell us where you're from, and if there's anything that you'd like us to say really loud to everybody joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Our next speakers will be the medical professionals from Jamaica, and we'll be hearing from the Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health and Wellness of Jamaica, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness of Jamaica, and Dr. Jacqueline Bisesor McKenzie, Chief Medical Officer in Jamaica. Without much ado, let's hand over to them.
Hello, I am Dr. Jacqueline Bisesor McKenzie, Chief Medical Officer of Jamaica. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has placed great importance on helping to foster the development of the National Blood Transfusion Service in Jamaica. This stems from knowing that the access to safe blood and blood products are key components to an effective health system. Blood transfusion and the transfusion of blood products help save thousands of lives, with every donation helping to save at least 3 individuals. The need for blood is universal, but access to blood for all those who need it is not. Blood shortages are particularly acute in developing countries. It is with this in mind that we have continued to make steps to improve our ability to collect blood, with huge importance being placed on the technical commitment of the Ministry to the National Blood Transfusion Service. In recent times, we have procured one additional mobile blood collection unit. This has increased our capability to reach voluntary donors in areas where donation facilities may not be readily available. We have also entered into partnerships with the various stakeholders across the island to launch campaigns geared towards educating the public on the need for donations. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is committed to providing all the resources and support necessary to ensure that there is adequate blood for our fellow Jamaicans. We want to urge our regional partners to continue doing their part as we strive to achieve universal access to healthcare and to promote the community value of blood donation in enhancing community solidarity and social cohesion. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Annually on June 14th, countries around the world recognize World Blood Donor Day. The global celebration aims to raise awareness of the need for safe blood, blood products, and to thank donors for their life-saving gifts. The global theme changes each year to recognize the selfless individuals who contribute to help those unknown to them. The theme for this year's celebration, Give Blood and Keep the World Beating, highlights the importance of blood donors whilst likening their contribution to the beating heart and pulse of our global community. The universal need for regular donation is a real thing. We must all look at the vital role giving blood plays in our society. Blood and blood products are needed to care for women with pregnancy and childbirth associated bleeding, children undergoing surgeries, individuals with leukemia, cancer patients, people suffering from heart and cardiovascular diseases, trauma cases, accident victims, and people undergoing advanced medical and surgical procedures. Let's face it, we all know at least one person who fits into one of those categories mentioned. Today is an ideal time and the perfect day for all of us to consider our family, friends, and community and make a concerted effort to donate. I want to take this opportunity to applaud those who advocate and encourage others to participate in this life-saving practice. I urge you to continue playing your part in ensuring good health and wellness for all ages. Let us all come together to give blood and keep the world beating.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chris Tufton, MP, Minister of Health and Wellness. Jamaica is proud to be leading the regional celebration of World Blood Donor Day 2021 under the theme, Give Blood and Keep the World Beating. Blood is as life-giving as it is life-changing, and it is virtually important for our achievement of universal access to healthcare. For 2021, a special focus will be placed on the role of young people in ensuring a safe blood supply. In Jamaica, we have long set a national target to strengthen the voluntary blood donation system with a focus on youth. Persons between 18 and 24 years old offer a valuable resource for expansion of voluntary blood donation in Jamaica, and we are encouraged by the knowledge that the 20 to 40 age group lead the way in donating blood on our island. Recent data available to the ministry shows that there has been an increase in blood donations. However, the National Blood Transfusion Service aims to supply at least 75% of all blood that is requested on the island, and data from April 2020 showed that the entity was still only able to supply 55% of all blood requests. It is with this in mind that I add my voice to the call for Jamaicans and youth within the 17 to 19 age group to voluntarily give blood. I want to also call on persons within the region to play their part in ensuring the well-being for all. 'Cause 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 'cause
Thank you so much. The health officials in Jamaica, it's always great to hear that voluntary blood donations have increased amid the pandemic. However, as the Honorable Christopher Tufton stated, there is still a major need. I think now is the perfect time for us to take a journey with some of those donors across the region who are giving blood and they want to speak to us about their continued motivations.
Hi, my name is Louis and I'm the Rotary Club of San Ignacio.
Olá, meu nome é Débora, sou natural de Belo Horizonte.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Luis Jesús Galván.
I am Inga Jackson and today I'm going to donate blood.
Bueno, hoy es día de ir a donar sangre.
Y hoje eu vou efetuar minha doação de sangue.
Pues el día de hoy decidí salvar unas cuantas vidas.
Hoy me toca. Vim aqui na Minas doar sangue.
Vamos ir a donar.
I've just arrived at the lab for blood donation.
Acabo de llegar al Centro Regional de Hemoterapia.
Então, agora eu cheguei na parte mais importante.
Esta parte es donde ya estamos listos para donar.
So here am I giving blood.
Oigan, pues ya voy saliendo.
Bueno, pues ya me encuentro saliendo del proceso, todo fue excelente.
Bueno, recién llego de donar sangre, la primera experiencia.
Ya van más de 4 meses que doné por última vez.
Desde 2004 que vengo haciendo esto periódicamente.
That feeling that you know you are able to help someone.
Porque a partir daqui minha bolsa de sangue vai para salvar algumas vidas.
No te esperes a necesitarlo, ayúdalo, dona sangre y salva vidas.
Un abrazo.
I don't know about you, but that video was just inspirational. It touched me. And if I were on the fence about giving blood, I would definitely just go over to my nearest blood bank. I am just pleased that each of our speakers highlighted that World Blood Donor Day is a celebration of us, either as donors or as promoters of voluntary blood donation. Guys, this is a huge deal. It's important. It showcases our humanity and highlights our ability to be change makers, regardless of where we are. Throughout the program, we've heard that 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 lives. To me, that's absolutely amazing because those 3 people could be a child, a mother, or an elderly person. Basically anybody who needs a blood donation, and we are all humans. It is possible that whilst today I am strong and healthy, I may go outside, I may meet in an accident, or whatever could happen to me in my life, and I will require a blood donation. And it will be people like you who would have made that donation that would have made it possible for my life to be saved. Today and for the rest of the year, let's do our part to keep the world pulsating. Thanks to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube for making this event an extremely special one. Shout out to the people across the Caribbean who would have taken the time to share a shout out or to say where they're hailing from. People across Latin America who would have told us they are joining us for this special celebration. It is my hope that after joining us today for this regional celebration, you feel empowered and inspired to go out and donate blood. I really look forward to you having a fantastic rest of day. And remember, World Blood Donor Day is for superheroes. And that's the thing that we can all be today. Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic rest of day.